Whoa, what's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Point Extra Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and today, just because of some fun, my wife straightened my hair. Don't I look fabulous? But we're not here to talk about my hair. Unless you want to talk about my hair. Do you want to talk about my hair? We'll do that in another video. But today we're talking about this guy, because he's got great hair. Look at that hair. Isn't that awesome? We're talking about Nightwing, better than Batman. There's some controversial words. Let's talk about them next here in the Point Extra Lounge. All right, and here we are, folks. We are talking about this Nightwing action figure. I love Nightwing. I'll tell you what, I never really had such an appreciation for Nightwing until this last year, and I just really realized that I loved Dick Grayson. I love the character. I just seem to love everything about this character of Robin now, who's turned to Nightwing. I've known the story forever, obviously, but I think watching Titans, the TV show on the DC universe, actually just really won me over to this guy as a character. And so I was kind of on the fence at first because I just got a great Nightwing figure that we will compare this Nightwing figure to in just a little while. But I didn't know if I wanted him. But once I saw him in person, it's kind of like the rest of these DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane. When I saw the picture of him, wasn't too excited. As soon as I saw him in person, had to have him. So let's go ahead and talk about him now. He's got 22 moving parts. That's right, all this articulation and so much more. He's got the McFarlane logo up at the top. He's for ages 12 plus, so he's COPPA compliant. Yes, way to go, Nightwing. There's Nightwing in the package, as you can see there with his weapons. DC Multiverse, Nightwing logo down there. On the side, this is the last piece we need, folks. The last one, and we get to look at the Batmobile today. Collect to build the Batmobile. There it is. We're going to see that put together. Over here on the side, it's got the DC Multiverse logo. It says Nightwing. What? Better than Batman? Interesting. With the McFarlane Toys logo at the bottom. On the other side, it says DC Multiverse, and this side does not dare say that Nightwing is better than Batman. It just says Nightwing there. And of course, the McFarlane Toys logo at the bottom. The back of the box, as I always say, is where the magic happens. That's right, we got the McFarlane Toys logo up here at the top. And of course, it says Nightwing, better than Batman. Each figure comes with a collectible trading card that looks like this. He looks really good. Look at that artwork. It's really nice. It's a great outfit too, isn't it? I mean, it just stands out. It's really cool. You can collect to build the Batmobile, which we have done. We've collected this piece and we've collected this piece, and now we've got this piece and we're ready to fit it all together. It will look like that when it's all done. You can collect them all. These are the figures right here that we needed to collect to build this Batmobile. We needed the Nightwing, which we have now. We needed the Batman Who Laughs, which is right there, and we needed this Batgirl. Now, look, you can find the reviews to both of these figures right here on the channel. Just look in our playlist, The Toy Room. Down here, we've got where you can contact McFarlane Toys and tell them about all the ways that you don't like only having 22 points of articulation, for whatever reason. And down here is just a bunch of legal stuff. Here is the bottom of the box. It says DC Collector WV1 Modern Nightwing. With all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and open up this box. Now, usually, like I say, I always usually tear these open, but because they've got the trading card in there, I bent my Batman card and I had to get a different one. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to rip it as much as I possibly can because I know that you guys like that. But I also don't want to bend the card to Nightwing because that artwork looks so cool. So these actually come out pretty easy. Card out here. Nice. And now we can go to town and just go ahead and rip. Ah, come on. Oh, it did this. It did this thing where, you know what? You got barely anything on there to be able to rip it out. Got it. And that is the contents of the box. Here we've got Nightwing in the plastic bubble here. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Here's what he looks like in the back. He's got no pieces that are coming out of the back or attached there, so you can kind of just pull him out. He's got one band there, and the Batmobile part has one band there. Let's go ahead and take the Batmobile part out first. Being careful not to break this. Gotta love the sound of plastic. And we're done. Now let's take his weapons out. Be careful not to pop those out too much. Have them go flying, and they're out. And there he is. Here is Nightwing outside of the package, and the first positive thing that I have to say about this figure is he stands up on his own. Some of these figures are kind of hard to get to stand up on their own right away. You got to kind of play with the ankles because of the ball joint, but this guy stands up just fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at his sculpting. He's got some great hair here, as you can see. This hair is sculpted really nice. It's down in his face just enough. He's got a blue mask. I kind of prefer a black mask for Nightwing, but this blue mask is just fine. Right here on his chest, you can see that this Nightwing symbol, the bird symbol, is actually raised and looks pretty good. He's got some good sculpting here for his abs, and the side here, he's got some texture. That all looks really nice. One of the things that, you know what, I just noticed about these McFarlane figures that you don't get in a lot of figures is the this area here, the waist area and the groin and stuff, especially on Superman and some of the other figures that have a distinctive you know, the underwear on the outside look. This is all complete. A lot of the old figures, you know, the legs go right up into it, and you don't get a lot of that, or it's painted on. These are complete, and that looks, I don't want to spend too much time on this area, but it looks pretty nice. Got some detail here on the feet, as you can see there, just like so. Here on the back, he's got a place for both of his weapons, so that's pretty cool that they actually included that. And of course, more sculpting there, some muscles. And that's it. Let's take a look at the articulation. Here is his face, as another reviewer used to say about wrestling figures that I used to watch. Here is his face. Here is his head. His head does go all the way around, like so. It goes up and down. It doesn't go up very high, though. I'll be honest with you. Actually, it doesn't really go up at all. Well, a little bit. That's about as much as you get, though. And you can tilt his back a little bit, but as far as that goes, that's as high up as his head goes. Not a lot of articulation there. His head does go side to side. He has the standard butterfly joint here that these McFarlane toys have. His arm goes around. He's got a bicep swivel. He has a double bending, double jointed elbow, like so. A lot of people like those. He's got the typical wrist action that goes on with these figures so that you can move it in all sorts of crazy, fun poses and tilt it around and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it like that. Also, he only comes with one pair of hands, so these hands actually will hold both weapons. The other arm is identical. He's got the butterfly joint right there. It's inside there. Comes out, and he's got a lot of articulation here where his joint will come all the way out. It's nice. His arm does go around. Bicep swivel, double bending elbow, like so, and the same wrist action. He's got the typical ab crunch for one of these figures, so he gets a little bit of ab crunch. You can bend him a little bit, but I really have appreciated these a little bit more as I've seen them. He goes around on that ball joint there, and that's kind of nice. He does go around at the waist, so you can get him into a lot of different poses. He can kind of do the splits. He can't go out quite all the way, though. You can see here, feel like I'm going to be forcing it if I'm going to do it, so I'm not going to do it. Nightwing, I don't know if that's going to be a problem posing him, but we shall see. He does not have a thigh swivel, but he does have a double bending knee joint, just like so. He's got the typical joint here for the ball joint for the ankle and the swivel there, and like the rest of them, he has a toe crunch. It was a little tight, just like so. His right leg is exactly the same. It doesn't go around, well, it tries to go around, but you can see here this little lip. I've noticed on the last couple figures that I've looked at, this little lip kind of prevents it from getting all the way around. Double bending knee joint, nice and tight. He's got the same ball joint and toe joint. He didn't take much to get to stand back up after, of course, I messed up all of his joints, but you know, it's kind of typical with these that you kind of got to wrestle with these ankles a little bit. And here you can see he's kind of on his tippy toe here, but he is standing. Let's take a look at his accessories. He comes, of course, with both of his weapons here. Okay, so these weapons are really nice and thick, but man, like once they're in the hands, they're going to be in there, but it takes a lot to get them into his hands for sure. Here is his stand. It's kind of standard. Get it? The stand is standard. It's got the little etching of DC there and 1 foot peg. Here is his bio card. You can see right here, it says Nightwing better than Batman. Here is the back with his data file. It says source Nightwing #1. So if you're wondering where this artwork comes from, it's from Nightwing #1. Real name, Richard Dick Grayson, which they've kind of changed a little bit in the comics. But height is 5 foot 10 inches. So he's not really that tall. He's less than 6 foot tall. That's kind of surprising, even as Nightwing. Weight is 175 pounds. He's a little guy, even though he's kind of a big figure. It says Dick Grayson began his crime-fighting career as the original Robin, Batman's protege and crime-fighting partner. An expert acrobat and skilled fighter, Dick eventually left the nest and ventured out on his own as a new hero called Nightwing. His childhood experiences as a circus acrobat and trapeze artist make him extremely agile. He is a superior fighter and a highly skilled martial artist who has been personally trained by Batman. Nightwing is a keen detective, a natural leader, and a strategist with advanced knowledge of a variety of technologies. And then the DC Multiverse logo. Like I said, I've really learned to love the character of Nightwing, and this is a pretty cool figure. He's very solid, looks really nice. Now, before we do some comparisons, let's take a look at the other accessory, which is the middle part of the Batmobile that is the Build-A-Figure, kind of Build-A-Thing part for these figures. So far, we've gotten one side, and of course the other side. And now we finally have the middle. And this is a decent sized Batmobile, I'll be honest with you. Now, originally they were going to go ahead and make several of these with different styles of the Batmobile, but apparently they've kind of canned that idea to go back to a more traditional Build-A-Figure offering, which I'm down with because I don't know that this is enough. Yes, you only have to collect 3 figures to make one, but I don't know that these are cool enough to have and if it's enough of a value. I like the idea of you collect 4 figures, you got another figure, right? It's like you get a figure free, and so that's cool. So let's go ahead and put this together. See, it just goes on here. It's got some holes and some pegs, and it goes and snaps in just like that. Then you take this side, and it's kind of the same thing. It looks exactly the same. And you just snap it in, and there you have it. You have a Batmobile, which looks pretty cool. And it's got rubber wheels, and it looks pretty cool coming at you like that. You can see right there, it's got the Batman mask over there, and then it's got a cool jet on the back. Here are some figures to compare the Nightwing to. These are all Dick Grayson, by the way. This is the Dick Grayson Batman that came out last year. This is the Nightwing that came out last year from Mattel. Both of these are from Mattel, by the way. Here is, of course, our new Nightwing, and this is Batgirl, and I've got her posed kind of already in the stance, and I kind of have perfected that, so I'm not going to really push her up. But the thing is she's about the same size as Nightwing if you put them right next to each other. She's a little bit shorter. Actually, I'll just go ahead and show you. So I said she was a little bit shorter because that's what I've read, but I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at mine and maybe just a hair? I don't know. What do you guys think? Looks pretty straight on to me, so I'm not really sure. She's only about 1 inch shorter, I guess, so I guess it's all right. So that is my review of the DC Multiverse McFarlane Nightwing action figure. What do you think of this guy? Do you like this guy? Do you have him? Do you like Nightwing as much as I do, or do you just not like Nightwing? I heard somebody last week who told me they do not like Nightwing at all. Let me know down in the comment section, or also follow me on social media where we can have conversations about toys and about all the things that we love right there without just having to watch a video. We can actually have some fun. I actually talk to a lot of people during the week via social media, and that just that makes doing this all the worthwhile. Let me know what you guys think about the reviews. I always welcome your input and things that you would like to see or things that you don't like about what I do. I like to hear from you, so let me know about that, all right? Also, if you're in a position where you can, we do have a Patreon that you can be a part of, and you get cool extras that way, and I want to thank all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate all of you who just watch and support the channel. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, saying I'll see you in the toy aisle. Hey guys, if you made it this far in the video, you are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. please smash that like button and of course subscribe, and also hit that notifications bell so that you are aware when we put out new videos, which is like all the time. Thanks for being a part of the Poindexter Lounge, and we'll see you next time.